It doesn't matter if you're at the intermediate or the advanced level in English. There are 10 sentences that I hear from students all the time that make their English sound like they're a beginner. And of course, there's nothing wrong with being a beginner. Everybody's a beginner at some point. But if you're a fan of the channel, I know you. I know you're constantly trying to improve your English and to level up your English communication skills. So make sure to watch until the end of today's video, because I'm going to teach you 10 phrases that even advanced students make, but that actually make your English sound unnatural. Ready? Let's get into the first phrase on the list. If you ever find yourself searching for a word and you ask yourself, how is it called? How is it called? This is actually completely wrong. In English, we don't say this. It sounds totally unnatural. We need to say, what is it called? Or even more naturally, what's? What's it called? What is it called? Never how is it called, but what's it called? I hear this mistake all the time. When it comes to grammar, a lot of students find conditionals difficult. And one of the things I hear all the time is, when I will arrive, I will call you. When I will arrive, I will call you. This is wrong. We need to say, when I arrive, I will call you. We don't put will in the if or when clause. We put it in the other clause. For example, if it rains tomorrow, she will bring an umbrella. Another common mistake I hear is this one. How does it look like? How does it look like? This is a conflation of two common phrases. What does it look like? Or how does it look? What does it look like is totally correct, and how does it look is also totally correct. But we can't combine them. We can't say how does it look like. Either what does it look like, or how does it look? Next up, we have this sentence, I'm going to make a party. I'm going to make a party. Actually, in English, we say, I'm going to throw a party. This is a classic example of a collocation. A collocation is two or more words that fit together. For example, we make a mistake. We don't do a mistake, we make a mistake. We take a shower. We don't do or make a shower. We take a shower. We don't make a party. We throw a party. In my experience, having taught thousands of professionals, collocations are one of the most difficult aspects of the English language, and they're one of the things that make it obvious that your English is not advanced. We say the devil is in the details. It's the little words that make all the difference. And sometimes it's the absence of those little words. For example, we never say, let's discuss about something. We don't discuss about things, we just discuss things. It's the same with request. We don't request for something, we just request something. Let's talk about singular and plural nouns. Never say this sentence, I have informations about it. Informations is an uncountable noun, which means there is no plural. We never say informations, we just say information. For example, I have information about it. There's a whole list of these words like advice, equipment, furniture, feedback, or knowledge. These are all uncountable nouns and they don't have a plural form. All right, let's talk about articles. Articles are those little words like and the. One mistake that I hear professionals make all the time when talking about their careers is saying things like, I work in the marketing, or I work in the finance. In English, we just say, I work in marketing, I work in finance, I work in HR. When we're talking about a field of work or a line of work, we don't use the. We drop the article entirely. This is confusing because in some languages you add the, but in English, we don't. All right, let's talk about a false friend. A false friend is a word that sounds similar in other languages, but has a completely different meaning in English. And a classic example of this, especially if you speak French, Italian, or Spanish, is the word sympathetic. Now, in many languages, the word sympathetic means nice or likable. But in English, when you are sympathetic to somebody, it means you show compassion or empathy for another person's situation. The related verb is to sympathize. If you sympathize with somebody or something like an idea or a belief, it means you understand the idea or you take the side of somebody else. For example, you might say, I am sympathetic to your struggles, or I am sympathetic to this political movement. It means you have some degree of support for it. All right, last but not least, we have number 10 on our list. If you've ever been at work preparing a document for somebody, you might have been guilty of this mistake. I need to control the numbers before sending. In English, to control something means to have direct power over it. We don't control numbers, we verify or double check. So we would say, I need to double check or I need to verify the numbers before sending. Again, this is a classic example of a false friend. All right, we've come to the end of today's video. I'm really curious, have you ever made any of these mistakes yourself? If you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe to English at the Ready here on YouTube. Leave a like. I really appreciate your support. If you're a professional living or working in English, it's my goal to help you improve your communication skills. If you're looking for a program to really take your English to the next level, you can click the link in the description below to learn more about our online programs. And if you're ready to make a change in your English, you can submit an application on that page. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one.